Sorry. My bad. My alarm just went off. I ain't gonna leave that, whatever. Damn it. I'm sorry. My bad. My alarm just went off. I ain't gonna leave that, whatever. Damn it. That cut me off. I don't know what I was talking about. Damn, I feel useless now. No. Damn, I feel useless now. Don't worry about him. He'll be alright. I give him mushrooms every once in a while, so he'll be okay. Alright, gentlemen. This is who I am. I still don't know who I am, but it's a little warm in this room, I won't lie. And I have eggs cooking on the stove, so we'll try to make this work as best as we can in this situation and scenario. However, the takeaway here is movie review. Hello guys, welcome to me, myself, and Marco. Pretty much, the movie was great, you know. I've already feel like I've gone through my own Jim Carrey craziness. And even then, it's like whenever I watch these movies, it's like take off the mask a little bit every once in a while. It's like this feels a little too on the nose, but at the same time, you know, I just Alright. Then you put on some glasses. Okay. I think I'm ready for this now.
Kill him! Somebody kill him! What? No! Keep firing!
Let's get into it. The movie starts off with this guy named Charlie. His wife gets banged. She steals, she fucks the midget, black dude. And they have like 3 kids. Charlie raises them all. The bill leaves. And I was like, you know, like, that shit, you know, I gotta take off the glasses for this one. It's real. You know, so I kind of I could relate to bro for a little bit, you know. I don't have 3 kids that aren't mine, but I have, I have my own life experiences, and I make them sort of the same kind of joke as that, and that's why this is gonna be kind of fun. I think this is gonna be more like I'm gonna try to make it a little bit of my own thing, like my own little spin on it when I make content. I'm gonna try to make it fun. And part of that is, you gotta, who are you? I don't know. I'm still trying to be who I am, and until I find who I am, I'm just gonna keep wearing glasses because it's easier like this to find yourself. I think when you start blocking out everything else, it starts becoming a lot clearer. And also, just in general, like what you want, like what do I want to do? I want to be able to see in threes. Will it be like this? Will it be like this? How many visions do you have? Because for me, the way life works is they're all just layered on top of each other. So let's get that back straight. Start with our yellow, then our looking glass, and now we can look and we can see what reality wants us to see. I really liked Me, Myself, and Irene, and I don't know I'm not gonna structure it as much. Maybe we'll make Marco do that. Sorry, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing any more takes, so, um, this might be a long one, but, hopefully it's interesting. I don't know, like, I'll be Okram for a minute, just so you can have a distinguation, whatever the fuck the word is. Um, I really liked the movie. It was crazy because it was like so much bullshit, but in the same time, it's like I get it, I get it. And at the same time, like this is such a big movie. Has everyone gone through this already? Is everyone already going through their bullshit? But in the same time, and that's kind of the fun part to me is I didn't I even if people did go through similar shit like this, I didn't really get to see it. And so I think that's where kind of my market can be is I actually show it. And if you watch my last video, the modern Prometheus brought fire, the spark of intelligence, the light. Um, and even then, everyone find your purpose. Once you find your purpose, I think of the Matrix because the Matrix. There's a lot of layers to the Matrix, and even though there's a lot of layers, the whole point of the Matrix is to try to assimilate. And I'm gonna be honest, I haven't even seen all the movies, or I don't even think I like watched it all the way through because I was like just kind of vibing in my own head, like. But the idea that the Matrix job is to find anomalies and assimilate them.
Just because you didn't get to be an architect
I
doesn't
am a fucking architect!
And of course, that sounds weird. That sounds bad. However, life is perspective, and another way to view this is
Stay in character! Stay in character!
I've never even met her!
Stay in character!
Fuck you!
What did you say?
You want to know the real reason your wife left
Stay
you?
in character!
It wasn't the drinking!
Stay in character!
Or the stumbling!
trying to find the problem and then giving it the right course of action so it releases it in a positive manner. So even like Neo, I think of Neo going through all this Matrix shit, just trying to fight, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I didn't even, finish the movie. There's like two white guys with dreads, and I was like, what the fuck is this movie? This shit's crazy. And then you gotta think about the questions of who made this movie, who funded this movie, like, what the fuck? Who thought of this? And even then, it's like, the box gets smaller around you. And so remember that you do need to do your due diligence and kind of learn for yourself. Because as you learn more and more, it's like, okay, there's so much ugly in the world and there's so much beauty in the world. but it's still from like a single source, and it's just kind of how people direct that energy. And even then, I still struggle with the idea of like everyone is me, because if everyone is me, I'm always who I am, and who I am is not always a good person. Sometimes I am. I feel really bad about a lot of things, but in the same time, like, and this is a period in my life, where I'm kind of just going through all this guilt and shame and depression and anger and resentment for the whole world. It's me, myself, and Irene that I'm mad at. There's no one else to be mad at. And that's what sucks, because you want to be mad at those other people who hurt you. But don't be mad at them. Even now, it's hard, but I think the best part to do is have grace. Um, give yourself don't beat yourself up when you fuck up, because you are gonna fuck up. I mean, if you had an addiction forever, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat an addiction. And even then, to me, it's like just accepting. Yeah, I do have an addiction. I have an addiction to a lot of things, to smoking, to my ego, to sex, or whatever bullshit you want to get to. And I think that's kind of what makes you human. Is we have sin in us, and sin comes in a variety of ways, but sin is also, necessary. We need, you know, people fucking to have kids, and those kids need to be treated in a right environment. And it's like a fucking tree. So, I don't know. I think life is good. I think I'm good. Like, I know I'm good. Like, I have motherfucking, like, I'll just be pulling out my shit, and I'll get it through. Even if you don't understand me, because I understand it, and if you don't, I do. Anyways, I like it. That was a great movie, and it just made me feel a lot more comfortable, even expressing that I have those own same feelings. And like, you have snapping points. I think we've all kind of seen people have breakdowns to different degrees. I've seen really bad ones of like self-harm. I've seen me getting thrown in a fucking mental institution.
That actually is pretty funny.
And it's and that was a behavioral place. I don't know if there's a difference, but whatever. Doesn't matter. You learn a lot, especially when you're in these fucked up environments. And you learn even more when you learn to grow from them, because I think life inherently is pain. And if life is inherently pain, you'll consistently grow and find new ways to subdue the pain. And so that's another way of that. This is how I got a suit. And I don't I'm not wearing it in public or anything, but this is when cuz I think of myself in a lot of ways. You have the kid you, your current you, the future you, the coolest you, the loser you, all these different yous. But all of them are me. And what I know about me is that we're a narcissist. So if there's any other Marcos, we'll always be out for Marco. So Marco is like me. But like, it's self-defeating loop. I don't know. These are conversations where I just smoke, and I just let them play out as the serpent time, because it's interesting. I don't understand who made those movies and who was like, "Yep, this was for you." How many people watched that movie and went crazy themselves? Or, like, they just left and was like, this movie means nothing. Why do I fit in that scale where it had meaning to me? And so that's where, like, that's where I get, like, cosmological and shit. All right, we need to go check on some eggs. So, anyways, that's how you do it. All right, we're gonna talk about the fun thing, I think. What's the fun thing? Chester, do you know? Okay, maybe I shouldn't be promoting shit like this. And that's kind of the hardest part too. And that's why it makes, like, even making content gets scary to me because, and in the same time I know it's bullshit. It's like, who really is going to watch this? But it does make me mind my manners, which I do like. I am trying to be a better person every day, even if you don't, agree. Even if I don't believe, I do believe somewhere deep down there's a Marco in me who's always going to be searching for the best version of me and subtly imprinting himself in my head and consciousness. And that's kind of how I see God. Is God will try to put you on your best path, but the way God finds that path is by kind of like going for you. I don't know. I wonder if God is just like, he's such a big thinker that he's just daydreaming about us all day, in the same way as I kind of daydream about doing things. So what happens if you get to the point where you just start daydreaming and daydreaming and daydreaming and so I don't know. I've seen the thing where it's like we laugh to our death or whatever, or I don't know. It's really, you do think about these things because what else is there to think about? I'd rather think about these things than getting a job. Stop clicking the damn remote. That's what I killed myself with. Stop eating dead Marco. That's another thing too. There feels like there's a lot of versions of me, and you gotta sacrifice a lot of versions of you. And I don't know what that means entirely because it feels kind of evil if you think about it. But in the same time, it's like just possibilities. But that's kind of the madness of it. Is how do you want to interpret it? Because you can, once you see there's nothing, then you can build your own systems, and then. But that's why you want to be intentional, conscious, consistent, and conscious. And so, even though to me this is my Shiva day type shit. I don't remember where I saw it, but I remember seeing a video how like there's the Shiva and the Vishnu. I think I don't know for sure. I'm not really too much into this. It's just like when it comes on my feed, sometimes I'll like do little mini rabbit holes, and that's another thing too. Like I want to be. I don't know what I want to be. I want to push out good information, good thinking, conversation, discourse, and also make money off it because capitalism. But in the same time, I want to do it naturally in the same way as like a farmer grows food and sells it to people. You don't think the farmer is necessarily a bad person. He's just trying to make money for himself. He's got to live and pay for his farm and everything too. And so that's kind of how I see it too. It's world building. And that's a cool thing too. It is literal world building. If you're watching this video and it makes you feel happier, or it's interesting, or it's making you laugh, or it's just making you sit for a minute and be like, wow, this is really boring. Why am I 17 minutes into this kid talking about nothing? And that's kind of the point. How are you gonna break out of your bubble? Um, we share journals, so I know this man's secrets. But let me say alignment. I think about people who research and shit, and I'm barely getting into that kind of mindset of, dude, what I talk about is interesting. Like, all I do is kind of research. Like, I don't use it or do anything. I'm like, oh, that's a cool fact. But if I turn those cool facts into like a description, a summary, then I have a script. And if I have a script, that's a video, and I can make a video about the things I'm learning about, and then yeah, that's kind of what I want to get to. But and at the same time, I think about that like as scientists and shit. I'm assuming that's kind of what they did. That was just more formal, you know? Like in my journal, I'm talking about alignment right now. So this is like my alignment page, and it's kind of hard to explain. But my point was like the fourth dimension or something, or the fifth dimension is just a bubble. SpongeBob blows bubbles, by the way. And really, I think like for real, like especially if you have cool ideas or shit, write things down with pen and paper. Um, ideas are valuable. And that's another thing too, is I get scared of that too, because I'm a very I guess you could say shallow person sometimes. Maybe I'm a bit greedy. Sometimes I put on all my shades and I'll say fuck you. But it is interesting because my ideas are invaluable to me already, which means they're kind of worthless, but in the same time they have so much potential for money in my head. Like I have a bunch of big plans I have in my head that I'm slowly researching. You know, the don't put all your eggs in one basket. So shit, I'm going crazy and I keep dropping eggs, making more chickens and dropping more eggs. So, what is the point? Don't be selfish. Your idea is not that important, and even if it is, it's kind of like your job to like kind not no to release it. I think you should want to release information. You should want to help your brothers regardless of race, sex, diversity, religion. We should be able to get to the point where there's a mutual understanding between MFs, where we get to the point where we just all kind of chill and kind of just travel the world. We move with squads, and I think that's what I want life to kind of be. And at the same time, things need structure. Who was the dude Kane forecast to wander the earth alone or whatever? There's a lot. And there's so much. So I really hope this. I know it's not really what you were expecting. And I don't even know what to expect out of myself, which is why it's fun to play into it. I will dress like my clown self, and I will have the confidence to sit here and be like, yeah. And at the same time, I'm still talking to the audience too much. You are the audience. But you're getting that behind the scenes shit before I actually start doing cool stuff, like really cool stuff. And even then, I'm still gonna be pretty open with all of it. Like even this, like YouTube, I want it to be just a hobby type shit. I feel like that would be so cool. Like I'm even for me, I'm distinguishing it because I'm seeing the difference between if I'm really targeting money versus I'm just gonna start posting videos because it's you, and it's finding that balance because I still want to succeed in the sense of I need sense, but life is okay. So don't panic yourself too much. You panic, we panic. I hate panicking. I panic all the time. And that's why we invent things. We invent the suit. The suit is armor. The boots are armor. They're like knights, you know. I like it. It reminds me of diamond armor type shit. Like that's how I kind of see my suit now. Is like I have my diamond armor. And even notice what follows you. I'm always followed by like baby blue colors and water and air. And so whatever, and even then, I'm giving these things meaning. This means something to me because I said it. And yeah, make those meanings. But also don't be afraid when they do shatter. Because they do shatter often, unfortunately. But it's good. Let's go check those eggs. It's good in the sense of without Jim Carrey, getting cheated on, he wouldn't have. And that was the to me that was so beautiful too because these aren't Jim Carrey's kids. Oh, the most fucked up line was when they were like, "You must have good genes or whatever." And Jim Carrey just kind of looks in. He's like, and then I feel so bad because I'm like, damn, I feel that way too. Like I feel so smart. But then, no, I don't know where I'm going. I'm drinking a little bit, so mind your manners. But also understand I am drinking, and in the same time, this is my channel, and in the same time, you're watching it. No one's forcing you to watch this, and that's kind of how you get over being scared of it because it is you. This is your outlet. This is your interpretation of it. So do it. And of course, with your shit out there, you're open for criticism. In the same time, that's kind of the point. I want people to have discourse. I want people to want to talk. I want people to want to talk to me, which is kind of why I do things. But in the same time, I don't know what I want. And that's another thing too. It's like there's so many facets of what do you want in life, and to me that list is always growing. Like it's like, yes, I want it all. That's the final answer. I want it all. But then in the same time, it's like, oof, what are you gonna do to get there? Do you have to kill that old version of you? Maybe. But even then, Charlie was still there with Hank. Hank, I don't remember how it really ended. I think he was like, I'm gonna go visit you sometimes. And also, he didn't get the girl as well. I don't think so. It's left for more up into interpretation, but it was literally just for the ride, and I hate that. I really hate that because I don't like that. I like intimacy. And that's what I feel like women are. They kind of lead us along with, is because they slowly start showing us more and more cool stuff, and then you're like, wow, and then you fuck up. I fucked up and I blew it all up, and I'm sorry. But in the same time, I'm so happy I fucked up and blew it up because even just the patterns and seeing all that hindsight, or even just my partner and how they treated me and made me feel, and how I treated them and made them feel, and another huge part too is that feeling of, oh shit, I have hurt this person a lot more than I actually thought I did. And that's why I love the movie as well. He's like, hey, Milky.
Did you just refer to yourself in the fourth person?
Holy Jesus in heaven. It's a giant Q-tip.
Hank!
Well, I'm joking with the guy. Bring a little sunshine into his life. Careful, he'll peel.
Do you need to see a menu?
No, thank you. We've ordered.
Did I miss something?
Don't give me that shit! What you just did to that kid was terrible. Didn't you see the look on his face?
Look a little pale, that's all.
It's Milky's attention and whatever. He makes the kid cry or whatever. And he's mean. And then, the woman's like, why are you such an asshole? And then Hank's like, I'm not an asshole, like, Watch. Let me go ask him if he found that offensive.
He was hurt and offended.
Well, I disagree. But why speculate? Hey, Mookie.
Hey, no!
Oh, no.
Hey, no!
Come on, Brer Rabbit. Hop down the bunny trail. Come on, epa, epa, andre. Listen, were you offended in any way by our social interaction here?
Yeah, actually, I was.
What was it, the Q-tip thing?
Actually, I was pretty much offended by everything that you said, sir.
Sorry. Truly sorry.
And so then, Milky comes back, and he's like, actually, I did find that offensive, and it did hurt my feelings. And then Hank, Charlie, whoever, both, it's a revelation of, oh, I'm sorry, you know. It's like, I'm sorry, and he's sorry. It's like he's not trying. This is how he found his workaround in the world to have his confidence, but also be his scared self. Is to have Charlie and Hank in the same sense as most of us. I don't know. I have my this is my alter ego type shit. You know, new suit, new boots, but in the same time, it's like you don't need it. This is you can take off the suit and I'm still Marco regardless. I really like that line where he was like, you or the girl was like, you tricked me into sex, and he was like, that was Hank who tricked you. And then they're like, what's the difference? And then he was like, a sober person could have told the difference. That's a good line too. And so, also that too, we see that Hank being a lot more horny than Charlie. Also gets a dildo up his butt. Could not, do not ask. Cut the camera. No follow-ups.
Did you have fun?
Oh, yes, I did. Oh, yes, I did.
So I guess old hanky-panky wasn't enough for you, huh?
It wasn't for me.
Jim Carrey. Assuming they didn't. Yeah, I don't care what they did. That was a good movie, Jim Carrey. I hope you're doing alright. I thought they cloned you a few weeks ago. But maybe that was months ago. Maybe that was a year ago. I'm not sure. Hope you're doing good, Jim Carrey. You out there watching this video, I hope you're doing good. Sorry. Sometimes I just laugh at myself because it's just, what am I doing? And that's kind of why people like go to substances and shit, because it takes a lot of courage to do shit like this. And even though it's not a lot, and even back then it would be so much easier for your generation, for your person, you know, you have your own Achilles heel. I know I have my own Achilles heel. I actually have a lot of Achilles heel. I have at least two that I can think of the top of my head. It's lust and pride. Um, and just reflect on yourself too, because go with it. I'd rather see people kind of complaining, but in the same time kind of being, like, I gotta check myself. And I check myself a lot because I do see that. I see the contradictory nature in my thoughts, and it pisses me off sometimes too, because I'll be like, I know this is just my biases, but in the same time, it makes me so mad watching this shit. And shit didn't really get me mad until now that I'm starting to think about it. Because now it feels like I've been lied to in like a head fuckery level. That like the whole world's laughing at me in the same way Jim Carrey thought, in what's that other movie he's in? And Jim Carrey plays a lot of movies like this. The Mask. The Mask is literally like the same thing as Jim Carrey. And then there's that other movie where he's in a dome, where he's in a, what is it? I don't know, he's being watched. Truman Show. So this is the Marco show, you know. But it is interesting because if you look at me, you can see my influences. I mean, this suit is because of Igor. It came from that, but I made it my own. And that's kind of the fun part is of course, you know, like you have to be your own person. You're not going to be what your dad wanted you to be. You're not going to be what your mom wanted you to be. You're not going to be what your lover wanted you to be because you are what you are. And if you can accept that and embrace it and do it in a positive way, because even me, like, it's hard. It's really hard. Like today is my fuck you day. I'm gonna smoke and I'm gonna drink and I'm gonna be kind of an asshole if I want to. You know, I'm just gonna let it out a little bit because you do need to release things in a positive manner. And in the same way, it's funny because this is therapy, and that's what I really think is funny is like all these all these people who kind of post videos similar to this is they're just struggling or and here's the best part too, once you get over the struggle you can just start making like fun content. Like there's so many YouTubers who stick with the same boring content of playing Minecraft. Like maybe you're a YouTuber who played Minecraft for the last 20 years on YouTube, and I mean good for you, that's consistency, that's showing up if that's what you want. But like if you want to I lost my point, I'm sorry. But keep going. Keep having that respect for yourself. You are valuable and your time is valuable. Um my time is the most valuable thing in the world because it is mine, and the fact that I'm giving you some of my time and grace and love, and the fact that you're doing it for me too, shows life will be okay. So, regardless of how the movie ends, regardless if you get the girl, regardless if you figure it out today, tomorrow, or never, keep showing up. Because let me tell you, the more you show up, consistency is key, and you have been showing up every day of your life. Every day. Because you're still alive, you know, you're still chilling. We're still existing. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if I'm already dead because I feel like I've had a lot of moments in my life where I could have died or I should have died. Those things scare me because where's the alternate reality? Maybe they all popped. And I remember tripping once and seeing like all black and just seeing bubbles popping. Sometimes I want my bubble to pop. Maybe I'm looking for someone to pop my bubble. Maybe I'm looking for someone to enter my bubble. Maybe I'm looking for someone to consume my bubble. There's a lot of ways people people don't people don't always chase intimacy, and that's people chase different things. I think that's the most important thing you got to know. Because people might just be in it for the money, they might just be in it for the sex, they might just be in it for the attention, you know. Here's some advice. Don't let I don't know. If girls, guys, I'm getting to the point where it's like I know it's a game, you know, it's like this back and forth cat and dog. I don't want to play that game. I'm not going to give you any time and attention for free. If you're just going to undermined me and haha, who are you? Or like, oh my gosh, is that Marco? Um, to me, you can kind of it's the ick. It's just the ick. But it's sad because and it's fine, you know, you just have such a small view on reality. There's not enough people yet for you. And just keep opening doors because doors are cool. They swing, they have action. And even though I don't know what I'm doing every day, even though I do feel like a failure almost every day, even though all these things kind of suck, I love it because I love life. And as much as it sucks, you can kind of see how to make it better once you open your mind up. You choose your prison. I didn't have to drink. I didn't have to smoke. I didn't have to make this video. I didn't have to put on this suit. Would I have been happier? Probably not, because I am in this timeline. And so go with it, man. You like Batman. You like Spider-Man. I feel like Spider-Man. You don't deserve my Spider-Man. This is kind of my Spider-Man. My Spider-Man is being God in the sense of I will give you grace, I will give you love, I will give you time, I will give you attention. I will bring peace regardless of what I am. For myself, at least. I don't know. Um, Life is really weird, and I love thinking about all these like crazy things because I can't like even back then. What were you like? Motherfuckers back then were thinking whatever, and that's kind of the scary part where it's kind of like, are we? We're kind of eating ourselves at this point. It's the Ouroboros, but we're like at the end point of it because now we're just gonna have like all the kids talking about their favorite shows, and in the same time, it's gonna be another renaissance. You know, we're gonna have another. But life is beautiful. Life is so beautiful. And how do you make it positive? How do you make it better? Well, the first thing you got to do is start showing up for yourself. How long did it take? How long did it take? What's his name? Charlie. He had his kids, his wife. He was so in denial for so long. And then one day it just snapped in. One day it just. One day. One day. It just took one day out of years, decades of pain and suffering and pain and suffering. He understood it. And then and this is where this kind of scary. Once you start understanding it, you start realizing people do things maybe intentionally or maybe not. Like I don't know if I'm just giving these people so much grace that even when they choose to hurt me, I'm seeing that as, you know, they kind of have to hurt me. But I don't know. I like thinking. I don't know the answers. This isn't advice. This is just another kid complaining on the internet. And that's another thing too. When you're watching these videos, remember these people don't know what they're doing. And just because they don't know what they're doing doesn't mean, you know, they're not smart. I don't know what I'm doing and I'm super smart. The people who actually are making money off this already must be even smarter. And the people who have enough money to make movies and art must be even smarter, smarter, smarter. Or abusive. Or both. And so that's another thing too of like the broken artist or an abusive artist or because like they smoke, they drink, rappers. Think of rappers. Rappers are always smoking, drinking, fighting. It's more of the Ride of the Valkyries type shit. Like that's more stuff to get you more oomph for. But it's real. I think you do need to channel all these. And okay, that's where religion and shit comes into. And like I don't know if it's too bad to talk about religion, but if I'm the uncle here talking about religion at the dinner table, my bad, here it is. I like a lot of stuff. I like religion. I like tarot cards. I like astrology. I like the planets. I like Greek gods and the idea that you can put energy into things, and that's where you start getting labels where it's like, okay, well now that's paganism. And then all of a sudden you start feeling more like a devil. It's like, what did I do wrong? I'm just kind of exploring things, and I'm sorry, I thought cards were cool. And that's where it's like you start seeing the dogma of things. And as long as you kind of see the dogma, you don't have to let it affect you. But it hurts still, I guess. I don't know. Cause like dogma is, I think dogma is like without question. Like, why are you questioning God? Why are you questioning your surroundings? Why are you questioning if you're being watched? Or I don't know. You can get real crazy with it. Just ask Jim Carrey. I need to see some more Jim Carrey shit. But it's interesting to do things even when you don't know the outcome. Just to do them. I don't know. I do things just to do them most of the time now. And that's kind of where you kind of have to. I'm still getting there. You know, I'm 21, bruh. I'm 21. And I try to give myself. And I don't know if I give myself too much time and grace. And that's the problem. Is it's always this negative feedback loop that I'm trying to break out of a negative feedback loop. But until I do so, and I don't know, because sometimes I really don't know. Am I ever gonna get out of this? Am I for real gonna be here for like another decade with the same addictions? I hope not. What if those so-called addictions just become life? Life is scary, but remember your world is not so small. There's a lot of negativity on the internet, and as much as I'm trying to have a positive twist on it, it's kind of hard. Life is hard. Struggling is hard, but struggling is worth it because I'm here. I get to wear a suit, glasses, talk to a camera, potentially talk to like someone. I don't know. Someone might be hearing it. And that's kind of where it feels like the bubbles popping and shit. Or it's just kind of me blowing bubbles into the ether. This is me blowing bubbles into the internet of life. Of just like me yelling at the bottom of a pit, being like la 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 la, and maybe something will eventually come prod me and be like, do something, and then that's another thing too, because then when you start drinking and smoking, and try not to do those things. I waited till I was like 21, I think, before I started smoking and drinking. Even then, I probably would have. Honestly, I think it's okay. Once I drank, then I was like, I kind of had like a shitty year, but other than that, and that's another thing too. When are you gonna stop defining your life by the past? I don't know. Jim Carrey when he breaks down, because he found out, he is an asshole. He did hurt Whitey's feelings. He goes outside and he just cries, and then he's like, I'm gonna go make it up to Whitey and that kid. And so he goes back in, whatever, whatever. Now Whitey's in the road trip with them. Okay, I'm a little confused because in the movie, like, they're chilling in the bed, and Whitey pretty much comes out, and he's like, "Yeah, I murdered my family when I was 16. They just let me out of prison last month at 21. I didn't think I was ready. Fucked up law, huh?" And then Jim Carrey, he's like, I'm gonna go see if I can bang the girl next door. And he's like, go for it. And then, like, they leave his ass at the place. And Whitey has these awesome glasses that let you see people, like, up in the airplanes. Is that real? Because I want some of those. Those are really cool. Like, that was like, because, like, I've seen that in, like, who's that guy? Trailer Park Boys or whatever. He has like one of those things, I think. I don't know if he does for sure, but you know, when you see those things, it kind of looks more stupid. Like whenever, like, just looking at it, like not even trying to be offensive, it just looks stupid. Like, why do you have this telescope on your glasses? But then, like, you see through it, you see through the looking glass, and it's fucking awesome. Now, I want one of those. I want one of those so I can just look out the window and see if I could see someone in the airplane. Or even if I'm like on top of a mountain, and then I can fucking like zoom in. That's like Iron Man shit. And so, damn, this guy hasn't moved in a while. I guess he died. Don't worry. I'm talking about past me. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I wrote it in the phone and not my diary thingy. And so, yeah, you can write as many pages as you want. But it's hard. Remember, it's hard. It takes days, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes consistency. And that's kind of the hard part too, because like now I'm back in a position where it's like, ooh, I crave love. I just want love, and you might know why I want love, but even then it's like, I don't know. People are doing a lot worse things than me. So there's a lot of people doing a lot better things than me. That's the thing I gotta remember, I guess. I always say that, and a lot of people say that. I'm not. Everyone, everybody talks, and I don't want to be that asshole. I want people to look back and be like, okay. But in the same time, it's like I don't give a fuck about your opinion. Because I don't know who you are. I don't know who's watching this. It could be my mom. It could be that girl I airballed. It could be my ex. It could be God. It could be this random 14-year-old. It could be this random 80-year-old. It could be some paraplegic guy in Uganda. I'll never know who's watching this video. It could just be a fucking bot. And I swear, like, there's gotta be bots or, like, CIA agents watching my shit or something. Because why I got people watching me from Serbia? Like, what the... Like, nah, that's Russian. That's Russian propaganda. I'm telling you. If I start... they got me. They done got me. They done started watching my shit already. And I got, like, 20 videos and 200 subscribers. Guys, subscribe. Like, you don't subscribe enough. It's pissing me off. But at the same time, it's okay. Because I'm not making good content yet. So when I start making good content, that's when I'll start expecting shit more. But in the same time, it's like, press the damn like button sometimes. Anyways, self-gratification, egos. What are you at the end of the day? You're just a confused blob. You're just a confused blobfish, I think. Like, think about it. If people pulled you out of hell, literally like the bottom of the planet where these fish come from, they lose all their structural integrity. They kind of just... And so because of that, they just look gross. They look like monsters to us. But we don't see how they were in their natural environment. Things get risky when you start... Anyways, my time has gone. I need to go now because I am no longer needed. So Be a clown. You gotta put on the glove, you know. Whatever you gotta do to feel it. Whatever you do to become Spider-Man. I want to make a video about the Tobey Maguire ones, you know. I'm not talking about the damn Tom Holland. I'm talking Tobey Maguire. So, that might be the next video if I watch them and take notes. Sounds kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really sit down and watch movies all the way through because I'm a dope I'm a dope head. I think we're all dope heads. I think that a dope head is a dopamine freak. And the more you start exploring, the more freaky ways you can get dopamine. And you can get a weird, like, I kind of love fear because of that. Because, you know, you have dealt with fear your entire life. And so the fact that you can hold and become the fear is a power in itself. And I think that's why a lot of men gravitate to power and control and fear is because they know how effective it is because they themselves are a victim of fear. Interesting. How do women see the world? What are you? Are you a clown? Um, and you don't, you know, clowns are weird. I was always scared of clowns. And now now I take the power from the clowns and make the clown power mine. What do you do? You might not do much. I'm not proud of myself most of the time. And I need to get over that because I do a lot, even though I don't. Showing up for yourself is one of the hardest things you can do because no one's going to believe in you. No one's going to believe in you. No one's going to believe in you. No one will believe it. And that's okay. Because if you can accept that you only need yourself as a helping hand, then you can take it off and realize it's always you. And that's okay because I know it's me. A shovel and lime. I don't know. You just had a shovel and lime. Let me drink some orange spritz. And so, I really want you to sit with it for a minute. Because I kind of want to make videos like every day. But in the same time, I think I'll get too much digitech. And I think cyberosis is a real thing too. Because even just girls, like, what are you doing on Instagram? Like, get your get your like you ain't gonna be doing all that on Instagram. And it sucks because I know these people are like me. They do it because they need validation. They're trying to get it from multiple sources. And that's the thing about women. Be careful because they will like destroy you mentally. And sort of in a good way because you're gonna want to come back stronger. Because like, damn, I've been destroyed by this tiny little woman who is just mean to me. And I was mean back to her, you know. But it leaves an impact and I've never had. And I like it too because it's like, oh, it's so you're so evil. Like how could you do that? Like and you're genuinely just like fine with it. And the same way as I'm genuinely fine with it too. It's like we have this distinct evil. We have this distinct connection of we hurt each other so much that we rather never kind of face each other again. And I don't know, because this is me. Her perspective, she we broke up like 3 times. The third time the charm, but I think after the first time she like cheated after on me after a week of our little split. And even then it's like, buddy, you can take a hint. There should be, you need to be conscious before these things happen. Especially when you see the signs and you want to help, but you can't help yourself. So what makes you think you can help others? It's very defeatist mentality. And that's the other thing too of unstructured videos is they're very volatile. It's like what am I going to talk about next? I don't know. And it's kind of hard to find an audience for that unless like the people just realize I'm so goated. But it's interesting because then you could just like bend your fingers backwards. You can still, and it's just an illusion, you know. So keeping a clown, I rather have people laugh at me than I guess not know me. I guess I rather people think I'm a joke or a joker
Pretty funny!
or something else. I don't know. I want to get to the point where that question doesn't bother me anymore, I guess. I don't know what I that's like I and that's why I give so much grace to everyone because I don't know what I want. How would you know? Do you know? Genuinely? Are you just going with the flow or do you genuinely is that the goal? Do you have it in mind? Do you have it being told like from the beginning of time? Is it in your soul? Or do you know it? Or is it I don't, but I'm going off pure faith in myself that I am truly awesome. That's another thing too. I don't really like thinking about it because it just makes me like, nah. We could have had a good thing going, but all we have left is Brokeback Mountain. I don't know. I feel like I talked a lot in this one. Maybe I just want someone to talk to. But that's probably a different video. And also I like it. I like these videos too because I can imagine like someone coming across my videos and then it'll be like top 10 unknown YouTubers you have never heard of who went insane. Number 5. Marco Man 27. He has worn suits. And it's fucking like Leafy is here commentating over my shit. And so, you know, as long as you can laugh at yourself, it becomes very easy. It makes it feel like you don't need the suit anymore. It feels more like you can just take it off. You don't need it. Um, and so that's what I would say to you. As Marco ending this video is remember there was no Hank. Hank was always Charlie. I think. I don't know what the fuck the point of the movie was. Anyways, you know, remember you can always the glove fits. The glove will fit you if you want it to. And if you want a quick little upper, you can find uppers. What does that mean? I don't even know what that meant. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.
Oh, you guys.
You guys are beautiful. Look, why don't we just skip the trial, get right to it? You can lock me up and keep me here forever.
That's what I had planned. Look.
Man, I hope a little skinny ass is reading this.
Man, I'm pretty sure she's looking, man. Don't trip.
You gotta keep going.